If you clicked on this video, it wasn't by chance. Consider this the sign you've been waiting for. A sign that you're ready. Ready for what? To stop feeling tired, aimless, and constantly drained of energy by people and situations. There's a colossal force within you, an energy the ancient Egyptians called Ka. And today you'll learn the first step to activating it permanently. This isn't a video about positive thinking or generic meditation. I'm going to give you a system, a precise step-by-step guide left by Thoth, the architect of wisdom, to transform your body into a powerhouse. In the next 30 seconds, I'll reveal the first key to this system. A mistake 99% of people make every day that sabotages their life force without them even realizing it. Correct this one thing, and you'll feel an immediate difference. But what I'll reveal at the end of this video is the secret that ties it all together, the technique that ensures your energy never drops again. Stay with me, because your reality is about to be upgraded. If you are ready to receive this knowledge, comment below. I am ready. Imagine for a moment no longer having to fight for life, but instead allowing life to flow through you with a force and precision that shapes the reality around you. Imagine your thoughts not just as ideas, but as energetic commands that the universe rushes to obey. This is not a power fantasy. It is your birthright, a potential that has been deliberately hidden from you to keep you small, controllable, and dependent on an external system that feeds on your drained energy. The truth is, you've been programmed to believe you're weak, that power lies outside of you, in the hands of governments, corporations, or authority figures. You've been told a story of limitation, scarcity, and struggle. But that story is the biggest lie ever told. Power has never been outside. It's always been there, pulsing silently in your core, waiting for the right moment, the right signal to be awakened. And that signal is this very moment, your presence here and now. We are about to unlock the first key to that ancient system, the initial step Thoth hid in plain sight, disguised as something so ordinary that no one would think to investigate. This first step alone can initiate a transformation so profound, a recalibration so intense, that your physical body, your very biological structure, will never be the same again. It will cease to be a prison of flesh and blood and become what it was always meant to be, a living temple of limitless power. This transformation begins with a shocking truth that goes against everything you've ever learned. Most people believe the body is merely a biological vehicle, a flesh and blood machine that is born, ages, and dies. Thoth taught that this view is not only limited, it's a dangerous underestimation of your true potential. Your body is, in fact, a cosmic antenna, a highly sophisticated biological instrument designed to capture, process, and transmit the energetic frequencies of the universe. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are its focal point. Think about it. Every cell in your body vibrates. Every organ has a specific resonant frequency. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that can be measured from meters away. You are a being of pure frequency. And when this internal tuning is out of alignment, when your organs and cells vibrate in disharmony, your energy leaks. It dissipates like a weak radio signal, leaving you constantly tired, anxious, frustrated, and feeling powerless in the face of life, without ever understanding why. Thoth's first key to permanent energy elevation isn't a complicated ritual or a secret mantra. It's a fine, conscious adjustment of this biological antenna. He discovered something fundamental: your posture, the way you sit, stand, and move in space, directly determines which cosmic energies you attract and which you repel. A curved spine, slumped shoulders, and a lowered head. These aren't just bad posture. They're signal blocking. It's like bending your radio antenna and then wondering why the music is filled with static. An upright spine, on the other hand, does much more than prevent back pain. It aligns your main energy centers, known in other traditions as chakras, creating a direct and unobstructed channel for the universe's life force, prana, to flow through you. By simply correcting your posture, you instantly change the frequency you're emitting and receiving. You move out of survival mode, of contraction and fear, and into power mode, of expansion and receptivity. It's the first step toward reclaiming your place in the universe. But aligning the antenna is only the beginning of the transmission. To truly amplify the signal, to transform his body from a passive receiver into a powerful energy generator, Thoth developed a specific technique that acts as the antenna's motor, a technique most people completely ignore, yet perform thousands of times a day unconsciously and inefficiently. He realized that the bridge between the physical world and the energetic world, the tool that connects matter to consciousness, is his own breath. You've been taught that breathing serves only to bring oxygen to your lungs. This is a partial truth, a gross oversimplification. Thoth knew that breathing is the vehicle of vital energy. The way you breathe determines the quality of the energy circulating in your system. Short, gasping breaths, typical of a state of stress and anxiety, keep you stuck in a low frequency, fueling the cycle of fear. Conscious, controlled breathing atzla, however, can break this cycle instantly. Thoth didn't invent this, he observed nature, the universe's great instruction manual. He saw how energy masters, animals in the wild, breathed rhythmically and deeply. He understood there was a pattern, a code in breathing that could be used to rewire the entire human energy system. And he adapted this code into a technique as simple as it is powerful. A rhythmic pattern that, when practiced, transforms your body from a weak battery into an inexhaustible powerhouse. This powerhouse is activated by something you do about 20,000 times a day, but almost always incorrectly. You breathe, but 99% of those breaths are short, shallow, and unconscious, completely useless for the purpose of raising your energy. They merely keep you alive, but they don't truly make you live. Thoth, in his infinite wisdom, observed the ibis, his sacred animal, and noticed something profound in its behavior. The bird didn't just take in air, it breathed with a slow, deep, and intentional rhythm, as if with each inhale it were absorbing the very essence of the universe. By decoding and adapting this pattern to human physiology, Thoth created what became known as the Sacred Ibis Breath. This is not a simple relaxation technique. It is an energetic reprogramming method that acts directly at the source of your being. It does much more than oxygenate the blood or calm the mind. It rewrites the code of your energy field, altering the fundamental frequency you emit to the world. And the technique is surgically precise, designed for maximum results with minimal effort. Sit with your spine perfectly straight, like an antenna pointing to the sky. The technique is precise. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, but don't inflate your chest. Feel the air descend and expand only your abdomen, like a balloon. Then hold the air in your lungs for another count of 4, allowing the energy to build. Finally, exhale gently through your mouth for a count of 6, contracting your abdomen and releasing not only the air, but all the tension, all the worry, all the stagnant energy from your system. But here's the secret that's been omitted from popular versions, the layer Thoth added that transforms breathing into an act of pure magic. When you inhale, you're not just drawing in air. Visualize a stream of liquid golden light, the pure energy of the cosmos, entering through the crown of your head and spiraling down, until it settles at a point about 2 inches below your navel. This is your power center, the Tan Tien, the inner grail. During the 4-second hold, feel this golden light compress at this point, becoming a dense, heavy, pulsating sphere of pure potential energy. You are accumulating power, charging your internal battery. And then, during the 6-second exhalation, see and feel this sphere of light silently explode, radiating its golden energy outward, filling every cell, every nerve, every fiber of your being, until your entire body glows with this renewed life force, creating a luminous field around you. Practicing this cycle for just 5 minutes a day, every day, begins to rewire your autonomic nervous system. You'll shift out of the fight or flight mode and into be, rest, and create mode. Your mind will become clearer, your emotions more stable. You'll begin to feel a calm and strength that's independent of external circumstances. You're literally building a foundation of power from within, using the most abundant raw material in the universe, life force energy. But this breath, transformative as it is, has an even greater hidden purpose. It's not an end in itself. It serves to charge and prepare, the most powerful and forgotten manifestation tool you possess. A tool you use every day to interact with the world, never realizing it was designed for much more than just touching and holding. A tool capable of projecting your intention and shaping reality directly and tangibly. Now that you've learned how to generate surplus energy with the Ibis breath, it's time to learn how to direct it. And the tool for this projection is right in front of you, connected to your arms, your hands. Thoth taught in his most secret texts that the palms of human hands are not just nerve endings covered in skin. They are energetic portals, the points of greatest concentration and emission of life force throughout the body. They are your terminals of manifestation, designed to transform invisible energy into visible effects. Centuries later, the mystic Franz Bardon rediscovered part of this truth and called it body magnetism, the body's ability to accumulate and project energy. But Thoth had transformed this natural ability into an exact science, with an activation method anyone can learn. The technique for awakening this latent power is shockingly simple, almost childlike, which is why it was ignored for so long. It begins with an act of pure friction to generate heat and awaken the energy channels. The technique is called awakening the hands of Thoth. Begin by rubbing your palms together vigorously for about 30 seconds. Don't be gentle. Generate heat, generate friction, until you feel an intense burning sensation. This physical act activates thousands of tiny vortices of energy in your palms. Then, stop and slowly separate your hands, positioning them about 8 inches apart, palms facing each other. Close your eyes and immediately begin the Sacred Ibis Breath. Here's the crucial part, where intention meets energy. With each 4-second inhale, feel and visualize the golden energy of the cosmos being drawn not only into your body but directly into the center of your palms. With each 6-second exhale, feel this energy intensify between your hands, creating a pressure, a density, an almost solid, palpable force in the empty space. Continue breathing and focusing, cycle after cycle, building this energetic charge. Gradually, you'll begin to feel something extraordinary. First, an electric tingle in your fingertips and palms. Then, a wave of heat that no longer comes from friction, but from within. And then, the unmistakable sensation of pressure, as if you were holding an invisible ball of dense, magnetic energy. This is the magnetic fluid that the occultist Eliphas Levi spoke of, no longer as a theory, but as a direct sensory experience. You are holding the raw material of creation. Once you can feel this sphere of energy between your hands, you become an active agent of transformation. You can direct this force to any area of your life. Place your energized hands over a part of your body that needs healing and feel the energy penetrating and restoring. Project this ball of energy toward a goal you desire to achieve, charging it with your intention. Touch objects, food, water, and infuse them with this life force. You have become a conscious channel of power. But this energy, powerful as it is still neutral at its core. It's like electricity in a socket, powerful but directionless. To give it a clear purpose, to transform it from a subtle force into a manifesting power, capable of altering matter and bending the odds in your favor, you need to add a final ingredient. You need a specific fuel, the catalyst that amplifies the power of your hands up to tenfold. You can now generate energy through your breath and direct it through your hands. But what makes this energy truly change things? What transforms a subtle intention into a solid reality? The answer is the most potent and volatile fuel in the universe: your emotions. Thoth was the first to map emotions not as mere psychological feelings, but as distinct vibrational frequencies. Each emotion you feel emits a specific energetic signature that shapes the quantum field around you and determines what you attract into your life. Low vibrational emotions like fear, anger, guilt, and sadness aren't bad or more sinful. They're just dense, slow frequencies. When you remain in these states, your energy field becomes heavy and constricted, and by a universal law of resonance, you magnetically attract more experiences, people, and situations that vibrate at the same frequency of scarcity and suffering. That's why, when things start to go wrong, it seems like everything goes wrong at once. You're trapped in a vibrational feedback loop. On the other hand, high vibrational emotions, such as love, gratitude, joy, and enthusiasm, are fast-moving and expansive frequencies. They create a light, broad, and magnetic energy field. When you cultivate these states, you become a magnet for abundance, opportunities, the right connections, and personal power. The universe isn't rewarding you. It's simply responding to your frequency. You receive back exactly the same quality of energy you're emitting. But here lies Thoth's revolutionary secret, the true emotional alchemy that sets him apart from all other teachings. He discovered that you don't need to repress, deny, or fight negative emotions. That would be a waste of energy. Instead, you must transmute them. Just as an alchemist transforms lead into gold, you can transform the dense energy of a low-grade emotion into high-octane fuel for your manifestation. Energy is just energy. It is your consciousness that gives it quality. The energy of anger, for example, when purified of its history of blame and judgment, becomes relentless determination and focused focus. The energy of fear, when stripped of anxiety about the future, transforms into excitement, adrenaline, and a heightened readiness for action. Sadness, when freed from self-pity, can be transmuted into deep empathy and compassion, connecting you on a deeper level with life. You don't eliminate the energy, you raise its frequency. The technique for this is the scribe's transmutation. The next time a dense emotion arises, don't resist it or get distracted. Stop, sit, breathe, and place your energized hands over your heart. Close your eyes and immerse yourself in the sensation. Where is it in your body? Is it hot or cold? Is it moving or still? Feel it fully, without judgment. With each inhalation, draw the golden energy of the universe directly into the center of that sensation. With each exhalation, feel the frequency of the emotion rising, becoming lighter, brighter, transforming into its positive opposite. By mastering this practice, you become a master of your inner state. You will no longer have bad days. You will only have days with more raw material, more fuel for your alchemical furnace. You stop being a victim of your emotions and become their master, using each feeling as an impulse toward your goals. But for this manifestation, now fueled by transmuted emotion, to hit its target with unerring precision, you need one final component, a targeting system. You now have the power plant, which is your breath. You have the projection tool, which is your hands, and you have the high-powered fuel, which is your transmuted emotions. Now, you need the final component that ties it all together and ensures your power isn't wasted, the targeting system. And this targeting system is your ability to concentrate, the absolute focus of your mind. Thoth was often depicted with the head of an ibis, and this choice wasn't aesthetic, it was symbolic. The ibis is a master of concentration. It can remain completely still for hours, with a singular, unwavering focus on its prey, ignoring all surrounding distractions. When it finally strikes, there is no hesitation. It is a movement of lethal precision, lightning speed, and total effectiveness. This is the mental quality that separates an amateur practitioner from a true master of reality. Energy follows focus. A scattered mind creates a scattered life. A focused mind creates a focused life. Most people live with a mind that functions like a drunken monkey jumping from branch to branch. An endless stream of random thoughts, worries, memories, and fantasies pull consciousness in 1,000 different directions, dissipating vital energy. A master, however, cultivates what Thoth called the focus of the divine ibis, a capacity for concentration so intense and unidirectional that it can literally bend the fabric of reality to its will, like a laser cutting through steel. The practice of developing this mental muscle is training, not a trick. Choose a simple, neutral object, such as a candle flame, a crystal, or even a spot on the wall. Sit comfortably with your spine straight. Begin your ibis breath to calm your system. Activate the magnetism in your hands and rest them on your knees. Now, focus all your attention, all your senses, on the chosen object. Don't just look at it. Become one with it. If it's a candle flame, observe every movement, the dance of the light, the different colors on the wick, the glow it casts in the room, the warmth it emanates. Absorb every sensory detail. Inevitably, your mind will wander. A thought about work, a memory, a worry. When this happens, don't get frustrated. This is normal. Simply notice that your attention has wandered and gently but firmly bring it back to the flame. Each time you do this, you strengthen your will. Start with just 5 minutes a day. Consistency is more important than duration. Gradually increase the time. The goal is to reach a point where you can maintain 20 minutes of uninterrupted, absolute focus on the object. When you reach this milestone, something extraordinary happens. Your mind transforms. It stops being a bulb scattering diffuse light in all directions and becomes a coherent laser beam, capable of concentrating an immense amount of power into a single point. Now, any thought you hold in this state of laser focus, charged with the fuel of transmuted emotion and projected through your energized hands, will begin to organize itself in the quantum field, attracting the circumstances necessary for its materialization. You have united body, energy, emotion, and mind into a single vector of power. And now, with all the pieces in place, you are finally ready for the secret that Thoth considered the pinnacle of his teachings, the technique that unites everything and ultimately raises your energy permanently. This is the moment. This is the turning point. the technique that unites all the threads we have woven so far and fulfills the promise of permanent energetic transformation. Thoth discovered that the human body is built on a principle of duality, possessing two primary energy channels that run along the spine, like two intertwined serpents. On the right is the solar channel, known as Pingala, which governs the masculine, logical, hot, and active energy. On the left is the lunar channel, Ida, which governs the feminine, intuitive, cool, and receptive energy. In the overwhelming majority of people, these two channels live in a state of constant conflict and imbalance. One day, logic dominates and intuition is silenced. The next, emotion overflows and action is paralyzed. One channel blocks the other, creating an energetic short circuit that prevents your life force from flowing freely. Your energy cancels out, keeping you stuck at a middling vibrational level, unable to sustain a state of power for long. Permanent elevation only occurs when these two channels are purified, balanced, and unified. When the inner sun and moon are in perfect harmony, they give birth to a third channel, the Sushumna, the central channel that runs down the middle of the spine. It is through this channel that the Kundalini energy, the divine power dormant at the base of your spine, can safely ascend, activating your higher energy centers and resulting in an expansion of consciousness. The technique to force this unification is two-way breathing, an advanced form of alternate breathing. Sit with your spine perfectly straight. Use your right hand to control your breathing. Your thumb will close your right nostril and your ring finger will close your left. Begin by closing your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale slowly and deeply through your left nostril, counting to 4, visualizing a silvery, cool, and magnetic energy like moonlight rising up the left side of your body. Now, close both nostrils and hold the breath for 4 seconds, feeling this lunar energy gather in the center of your forehead, in your third eye. Now, release your thumb, keeping your left nostril closed with your ring finger, and exhale through your right nostril for 6 seconds, visualizing the energy leaving. Immediately, inhale through the same right nostril for 4 seconds, but this time, visualize a golden, warm, and electric energy, like sunlight, rising up the right side of your body. Hold again for 4 seconds, closing both nostrils, feeling the solar energy meet the lunar energy in the center of your forehead. Finally, exhale through your left nostril for 6 seconds. This completes a single cycle. Practicing 21 of these cycles daily for a period of 21 consecutive days forces a profound synchronization between the left and right hemispheres of your brain. This is not a placebo effect. It is a neurological and energetic recalibration. At the end of this period, something fundamental changes within you. Your energetic channels balance and unify. Your base energy, your standard vibrational level, will no longer return to its old level of stress and limitation. It will stabilize at a permanently higher plateau. You will no longer be simply doing energy exercises to temporarily feel good. You will become a source of heightened energy. Your presence will begin to radiate calm and power. Manifestation will cease to be a struggle and will become a natural consequence of your new state of being. You have accomplished the first major step of transformation. You have permanently elevated your energy. But Thoth knew that even this newfound power was only the beginning. He knew this power could be amplified and contained by mapping secret portals within the body. 12 internal suns that, when activated, transform you into a walking fortress of power. Now that your base energy has been permanently elevated, you're ready to build your fortress. Having a high level of energy is one thing, but containing and protecting it is another. Thoth revealed that in addition to the main channels we balance. The human body has 12 specific energetic portals, entry and exit points that function like miniature suns, distributing light and information throughout your system. These are not the traditional chakras popularized in the East. They are more subtle and specific vortices that, when activated in a precise sequence, create a geometric and impenetrable force field around you, a structure the Egyptians knew as the Merkaba, the scribe's vehicle of light. This force field does much more than just protect you from negative energy or other people's envy. This is its most basic function. In its activated state, it becomes a field of magnetic attraction. It actively attracts opportunities, people, and synchronicities that vibrate at the same high frequency you now emanate. It acts as a cosmic filter, repelling chaos and drama while pulling into its orbit all that contributes to your growth and purpose. You stop looking for miracles and start living within a field where they are the norm. The 12 portals include points you may already know, such as the top of your head, the crown, and the center of your chest, the heart. But Thoth's secret lies in the portals that have been forgotten. Points like the back of your neck, which he called the portal of divine reception, the antenna that picks up messages from your higher self. Or the soles of your feet, the portals of cosmic grounding, which not only connect you to the earth, but also connect you to the planet's energy grid, stabilizing your power. Each portal has a function, a note in the symphony of your being. The technique for igniting them is called awakening the 12 suns. In a meditative state, using two-way breathing to keep your energy flowing, you will bring your focus to each of these portals, one by one. Starting at the crown, visualize a small golden sun, the size of a coin, shining brightly. With each breath cycle, see and feel this sun grow, pulsate, and become more radiant. When it is vibrating with power, move your awareness to the next portal, at the forehead, and repeat the process, igniting each of the 12 suns. After igniting all 12 points of light, the real work begins. You will visualize beams of pure golden light connecting each sun to the next, weaving a network of crystalline energy that completely envelops your body. See this network form a sacred geometry, a structure of light that expands to about 10 feet in diameter in all directions. Feel the solidity of this field, the safety, the power it contains. You are no longer exposed. You are inhabiting your own fortress of light, your personal temple. Practicing this exercise daily for a 40-day cycle solidifies the field. It ceases to be a visualization and becomes a permanent, functional part of your aura, operating 24 hours a day. Even when you're not thinking about it, you'll become a walking beacon of light, and darkness, negativity, and low vibrations simply won't be able to find resonance to approach you. They'll be dissolved by the intensity of your light before they even get close. You become sovereign of your own energetic space. But this force field has an even deeper purpose, a function that goes beyond protection and attraction. It creates a safe and stable energetic environment, a kind of biological resonance chamber. It prepares your physical body for the next, more radical level of evolution, a process that modern science is barely beginning to understand. It prepares your cells for the sonic activation of your dormant DNA, the code for your latent divine abilities. With your force field established and your energy contained, your system is finally safe and stable enough for the most profound step of physical transformation: sonic activation. Thoth taught that language and sound are not mere tools of communication. They are the primordial tools of creation. The universe did not begin with a silent explosion, but with a vibration, a word, a sound, and certain sound frequencies, when intoned with intention and power, can resonate with the dormant parts of our genetic code, what our modern science, in its arrogance, calls junk DNA. Thoth knew millennia ago that this 97% of our DNA wasn't junk, it was treasure. A latent genetic code for our divine abilities, an instruction manual for our full potential that had been shut down or put on hold. Abilities like intuition enhanced to the point of telepathy, the ability to manifest instantly, accelerated healing, and extended longevity far beyond what we consider normal. All of this is encoded within you, waiting for the right vibrational key to unlock it. The technique for turning this key is the scribe's intonation. After activating your 12 suns and stabilizing your Merkaba field, you will focus your energy into the center of your chest, the heart portal, and begin to chant a series of sacred vowel sounds that Thoth encoded in his teachings. These are not complex mantras in dead languages. They are the pure vowels, the building blocks of all languages, for they carry the purest and most direct frequencies, without the distortion of intellectual meaning. Each vowel corresponds to a specific layer of your energy field and an aspect of your latent DNA. For example, the sound, dathries, long and high-pitched as in light, resonates directly with the forehead portal, sending a vibration that stimulates and decalcifies the pineal gland, activating your inner vision. The sound, aye, open and expansive, as in father, resonates with the heart center, breaking down emotional armor and opening your capacity to radiate unconditional love as a magnetic and healing force. By practicing these intonations, you're not just making noise. You're becoming an instrument of bioresonance. You're sending precise vibrational waves through your body's fluids, which in turn cause the helices of your DNA to vibrate sympathetically. This vibration begins to unlock dormant genetic codes, activating sequences that unleash a higher potential. It's a physical process, not a metaphor. You're literally singing to your cells and waking them up. As a result, you will begin to experience profound shifts. You will receive downloads of information, gaining complex insights that seem to come from nowhere. Your intuition will become so clear, it will feel like an audible whisper in your mind. You will feel new abilities emerging, a heightened energetic sensitivity, a sense of connection with all life that previously seemed impossible. You are rewiring yourself to operate in a higher octave of existence, accessing the superpowers that are your birthright. But for these new skills and insights to integrate coherently, so that you are not overwhelmed by this new influx of data and energy, you need to learn to navigate the dimension from which all this information originates. You need to master the art of consciously traveling beyond the limitations of time and linear space, accessing the information field of the universe itself. Now that your divine DNA is being activated and your perceptions are expanding, you gain access to the most powerful tool a master can possess, the ability to consciously navigate the library of Akasha. Thoth, as the divine scribe, was considered the supreme guardian of this realm. But Akasha is not a place, and Thoth is not a gatekeeper. Akasha is an omnipresent energy field, a dimension of consciousness that contains the vibrational record of every thought, emotion, word, and action that has ever happened, is happening, and could ever happen. Think of it as the universe's storage cloud, the cosmic hard drive. It's not a physical place you travel to, Sesh, but a frequency you tune into. By accessing this frequency, you can gain knowledge on any subject, understand your soul's deepest purpose, see the karmic roots of the challenges you face, and even, at an advanced level, rewrite soul contracts and ancestral patterns that limit your present life. It's the end of ignorance. It's the beginning of omniscience. The technique for entering the library is an advanced and safe form of consciousness projection, not a risky astral projection. In the state of deep focus you've already achieved with the two-path breath and the Ibis focus, with your Merkaba field activated for protection, you will bring your full attention to the center of your forehead. There, you will visualize a magnificent door made of golden light and adorned with symbols that are personally meaningful to you. This is your personal gateway. Using the power of your focused intention like a key, see yourself turning the handle and opening this door. Don't hesitate. Step through the portal and enter a corridor made of pure white light. Walk this corridor confidently, knowing you are completely safe. At the end of this corridor, you will see the entrance to your version of the library. To some, it looks like a grand old library. To others, a futuristic computer terminal. Form doesn't matter, only function. Once inside, you don't need to search for books. You simply ask a question in your mind, clearly and concisely. What is the source of my fear of scarcity? Or, what is the next step on my path of purpose? The answer will come not in words, but as an instant download of understanding. A profound aha that illuminates the whole question. Or you can ask to witness the origin scene of a trauma, and you will see it as a neutral observer, gaining the power to release the emotional charge trapped in that event. Mastering access to Akasha means you'll never be lost or confused again. You'll have an infallible guide for every decision, a map for every unknown territory in life. You stop operating based on assumptions and fear and start operating based on direct knowledge and cosmic wisdom. You become your own oracle, your own guru. The power this grants you is immense, for you can read the tapestry of reality with clarity. But there is an even greater power than reading reality, a power Thoth reserved for his most advanced initiates. The power not only to read what is written in the stars and the annals of time, but to take up the pen and become the author. The power to actively rewrite one's own reality. You have learned to read the records of the past and the probabilities of the future. Now, you will learn to write them. This is the secret that truly transformed Thoth into the divine scribe. He taught that the reality we experience is not solid or fixed. It is like a sacred manuscript, a living text that is constantly being written and rewritten. Most people spend their entire lives simply reading what has already been written, whether by their parents, society, culture, or their own past actions. They are passive readers of their own story. A master, however, takes up the pen. The technique for becoming the author is writing the decree, a ritualistic act that combines everything you've learned into a single moment of focused creation. This isn't just wishful thinking or an empty affirmation. It's an act of practical magic that anchors a potential reality from the quantum field into the physical plane. First, you must enter the deepest state of heightened energy you can reach, using your breath, the activation of the suns, and emotional transmutation to vibrate at the frequency of your already fulfilled desire. Second, before writing, you'll take a brief visit to the library of Akasha to ensure your desire aligns with your highest purpose. This prevents your ego from creating something your soul will later regret. Ask for clarity. Does creating this reality serve my highest good and the highest good of all? If the answer is a clear and resounding yes, you have the green light from the universe to proceed. This step ensures you create with wisdom, not just desire. Third, take a blank piece of paper and a pen. These are no ordinary tools. They are your magical instruments, physical extensions of your will that anchor ethereal energy into the material plane. Now, write your desire. But you won't write it as a request or a hope. You'll write it as a decree, a statement of a fact that is already true in the present tense. Use powerful, sensory language charged with the transmuted emotion you've cultivated. You are describing a reality that already exists. For example, instead of writing, "I want to find a loving partner," you would decree, "I am the embodiment of divine love, and I now attract and receive a perfectly aligned partner who reflects my wholeness, joy, and passion for life. Our connection is deep, harmonious, and uplifting for both of us and the world." Feel each word as you write. After finishing, place your energized hands on the paper, close your eyes, and use the Ibis focus to project the image and feeling of your fulfilled decree directly into the fibers of the paper, charging it with your power. Now, the final and crucial step. Burn the paper in a safe container. Fire is the great transmuter. By burning the decree, you are releasing the intention from the physical plane to the etheric plane. You are transforming the physical form, the paper and ink, into energy, light and heat, sending a clear and powerful signal to the universe. You are not destroying your desire. You are dispatching it. You trust that the order has been received and is being processed. This act of conscious creation is incredibly powerful. It teaches you to be deliberate, focused, and responsible for what you create. You stop being a passive dreamer and become an active architect of your experience? But what if I told you that this pen and paper method is just training? What if you could do all of this instantly, without any external tools, using only the power of your own consciousness as a projector? We have reached a level of mastery that few dare even imagine. Writing on paper, burning the decree. All of this is powerful training for focusing the mind and intention. But the ultimate goal is to transcend the need for external tools. The goal is to manifest directly from consciousness into reality. Thoth taught that the pineal gland, located in the geometric center of the brain, and known to the ancient Egyptians as the Eye of Horus, is not only a portal to other dimensions, it is also a holographic projector. When fully activated and decalcified, the pineal gland has the ability to generate a coherent energy field, a template of light, a precise hologram of the reality you wish to create. It projects this template directly into the quantum field, the sea of infinite potential that sustains the universe. And matter, which is merely energy at a slower vibration, has no choice but to organize itself according to this template, filling the hologram and making it a physical, tangible reality. The technique for this is the single eye projection. It requires the deepest state of meditation and concentration you are capable of achieving. In your inner sanctuary, with your 12 suns shining brightly and your solar and lunar energy perfectly unified in the central channel, you will focus all your consciousness, like a laser beam, on the exact point of your pineal gland. Feel it as a small sphere of crystalline light, pulsating with immense power in the center of your head. Now, instead of simply visualizing your desire on a two-dimensional mental screen, you'll build it holographically within this sacred space. If you desire a home, don't just see a picture of it. Build it in 3D. Walk through its rooms. Feel the texture of the walls, the warmth of the sun streaming through the window. Hear the sound of your footsteps on the floor. Add color, sound, smell, texture, and metta, most importantly, the overwhelming feeling of gratitude and joy, that it is real and yours. Now, rotate this hologram in your mind. Bring it closer. Move it further away. Feel it with your astral hands. Touch its energetic solidity. Hold this projection with the Ibis focus, unwavering and absolute, for several minutes. You are creating a frequency signature so powerful and coherent that it becomes more real than the physical reality around you. You are giving birth to a new world within yourself, a world that is about to be born outside. Then, with a single, powerful, intentional exhale, project this complete hologram outward from your third eye into the universe. Release it with the absolute certainty that it is a perfect mold and that reality is already rushing to fill it. There is no doubt, no hope. There is only knowing. This is true, instantaneous manifestation. This is where the line between the human and the divine begins to dissolve. You begin to operate no longer as a human seeking power, but as a God exercising your innate nature. This is the point of no return. Once you experience the ability to project reality directly from your consciousness, you realize that all the limitations you believed you had were self-imposed. You understand that the universe is not something that happens to you, but something that responds to you. And this realization leads you to the penultimate stage of the journey, the complete integration of everything you've learned, not as a technique, but as your natural state of being. At this point in the journey, a fundamental shift occurs. The techniques you have practiced with such discipline cease to be practical. They dissolve into your natural state of being. You no longer need to sit to do ibis breath. You simply breathe like the ibis, deeply, calmly, and consciously, moment by moment. You no longer need to activate your hands with friction. They are permanently charged, warm, and vibrant, ready to heal and create. You no longer need to transmute emotions. You experience them as different flavors of energy, all useful, all serving a purpose. This is master integration. It's the transition point where you stop seeing yourself as a physical body with an energy field and finally realize the truth. You are an energy field temporarily inhabiting and animating a physical body. This reversal of identity changes everything. Your daily life ceases to be a series of tasks and obligations and becomes a living ritual, a conscious dance with energy. Every act becomes sacred because you are present in it. Waking up in the morning is no longer an act of dragging yourself out of bed, but a conscious act of activating your consciousness within your physical body. Taking a shower becomes an energetic cleansing, where you visualize the water washing away not only dirt, but also any stagnant energy from your auric field. Eating is no longer just about satisfying hunger. It's an act of absorbing the vital energy, the power of the sun and earth contained in food, thanking each element for its nourishment. Conversing with someone transforms from an exchange of words to a conscious exchange of frequencies. You become sensitive to the energy behind the words, to the other person's true intention. You learn to communicate heart to heart, energy to energy. You live and breathe as a being of energy, and the world around you, like a perfect mirror, has no choice but to reflect this new reality. Synchronicity becomes the norm, not the exception. Manifestation ceases to be a deliberate process and becomes a joyful game. You think of something with focused intention, and shortly thereafter, it appears in your life in unexpected and magical ways. You are no longer trying to control reality with willpower. You are dancing with it in perfect harmony, co-creating in a flow of ease and grace. You have aligned yourself with the current of the universe rather than trying to swim against it. You become a master of your inner state, unperturbed by the chaos of the outside world, the news, the crises, the drama of society. All of these become like the weather. You observe it, but you don't identify with it. You remain centered in your own fortress of peace and power, radiating this frequency to the world. Your very presence becomes an act of service, a catalyst for the awakening of those around you, not by what you say, but by who you have become. But there is one last door to be opened. A final revelation that Thoth has saved for those who have completed the entire journey and reached this state of integration. A secret so profound that it dissolves the very identity that brought you here, revealing the ultimate truth about who you truly are and always have been. The entire journey, every step you took, every technique you mastered, every layer of illusion you dissolved, was designed with a single purpose, to lead you to a single, shocking conclusion that recontextualizes everything. Thoth is not an external entity, a bearded god sitting on a golden throne in some distant dimension. Thoth is not a being you pray to or ask for favors from. Thoth is an archetype. It is a level of consciousness. It is the state of being of the divine scribe, the master of reality. And the final revelation, the secret at the heart of all mysteries, is this. By mastering this system, you have not connected with Thoth. You have become Thoth. The separation between you and the God of wisdom, between disciple and master, between human and divine, has always been the ultimate illusion. It was a veil created by the unawakened mind to give you a path to follow, a goal to reach. But the destination has always been the path itself, and the goal has always been yourself. The energy you learned to control, the wisdom you accessed from the Akashic library, the power of manifestation you wielded with your mind and hands, none of it was given to you. None of it was acquired from an external source. All of it was always yours. It was simply dormant, latent, waiting for you to remember how to use it. The techniques didn't give you power. They simply removed the blocks that prevented you from accessing the power that was already yours by birthright. The techniques were simply the path back home. They were the process of unlearning the lies of limitation, separation, and powerlessness. They were the map that guided you back to the center of your own being, to the remembrance of your true nature. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. You are not a creation of God. You are God experiencing Himself through the form of a creation. The duality between creator and creation dissolves. You are the magician and the magic. You are the dreamer and the dream. You are the artist, the brush and the canvas. You are the scribe, the pen, and the sacred manuscript of your own life. In this state of consciousness, the search ends. There is nothing left to learn, nothing left to achieve, nothing left to become. There is only being the conscious presence, the creative power, the silent wisdom that animates all things. The journey to becoming a god ends with the simple, overwhelming realization that you have always been one. This realization is not the height of arrogance, but the height of humility. It is the understanding that the same intelligence that spins galaxies and blooms flowers is the intelligence that is looking through your eyes at this very moment. You stop trying to fix yourself or the world, and instead, allow this divine intelligence to flow through you without resistance, to create, heal, and love. And this realization takes you to the final stage, which is actually not a stage at all, but a new beginning. It's no longer about what you can obtain or achieve. The question becomes, what will you do with this awareness? What will you, as an awakened creator, choose to bring into existence? Today is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning. It's the first day of your life as a conscious creator. You've permanently raised your energy. You've mastered the tools of reality. You've remembered your divine nature. What now? What do you do with this nearly unlimited power? The answer is the same reason you embarked on this journey in the first place. Even if you didn't know it at the time, you create. You no longer create out of necessity or fear, but out of joy and love. You create beauty in a world that has often forgotten it. You create joy where there is sadness. You create abundance where there is scarcity. You create love where there is fear. You don't do this by trying to change others or fix the world. You do it simply by embodying these qualities. You become the change you wish to see. You anchor light on the planet not as a martyr, but as a master who delights in the game of creation. You become a beacon for others, but not in the way you imagine. You don't need to preach, teach, or try to convince anyone of anything. Your very presence, your very frequency, becomes the teaching. People will feel calmer, more inspired, more alive around you, without knowing why. Your elevated energy alone will act as a tuning fork, helping to raise the vibration of everyone who enters your auric field. You teach by the silent example of your own being. Welcome to your divinity. If you've made it this far, I want you to comment, "I raised my energy." This phrase will show that you really understood the message and are ready to take the next steps. If you'd like to help the channel more directly, the first pinned comment provides access to contribute and support me in spreading more content like this. Any help is very important to me and the growth of the channel. But remember, just watching until the end helps a lot. And you can also share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And don't leave just yet. I've put together a special video for you to continue this journey. Click on the video now, and we'll see you there.